Does that feel good? Did that feel good? Well, hello my crochet friends. Are you guys ready? Let's fill up a box for a giveaway today. Let's see, my box is 12 inches by 10 inches by 8 inches, and I'm gonna fill this up with yarn, but I'm also gonna fill up a second box, not for a second giveaway, but to maybe sell it in case there's somebody out there who really wants to have some yarn to do this, make patchwork squares. All right, so what can you see in my cabinet? Okay, yeah, it's not too bad. All right, this color right here, it is called Reef from Red Heart Super Saver. I have 6 skeins of this. There's 2, 4, and 2 more. So I have 6. So what I'm thinking is 2 in one box, 2 in another, and then I get to keep 2. Okay. My goal, like with this yarn, is to be done with the variegated yarn that I have, that I've been collecting for years, so I can start collecting new yarn and new colors and stuff, because it's always nice to work with the old and get it out of the house, or just find it a new home, so then you can go out and get some new stuff that has you excited, you know? So there we go. 2 in one box, 2 in another, and I'll keep these 2. All right, and it's a really good color. I like it. Oh crap, I actually have 7. Well, it would be unfair to, all right. Anyway, what else do I have? Then multiples of. This color is called Butterfly, and this is a very busy color. I've actually been using it to make my own squares. See? So I have 4 of these. So, oh, that one's already been used. Okay, so I'm gonna put 1 in one box and 1 in the other. All right, so what other colors do I have multiples of? Oh yeah, you don't want to see the back of my head, right? All right, that one can stay there. Nope. Oh, look at this. I was talking about that Craft Smart yarn, and I wasn't sure where I'd bought it from. Turns out it was from Michael's. I have no memory of buying that yarn at all, let alone buying it from Michael's. So thank you guys for letting me know where it's from. And I did go to my Michael's to see if they still carry it, and they do not. And my Michael's has a very small yarn section. So this color, it's from Red Heart, but it's very similar to the Craft Smart. It just has less purple in it. And it's called Sunshine Print, but this says 2006. Wow, that's going way back. It was nice. I like that. It's like, I don't even know what I have in here. I do have 2 of Icelandic. Actually, I think I have a 3rd one that is elsewhere, so I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 in each box, and I will dig out my 3rd one to put in here. And then we've got some really vintage stuff. This is from 1992, and it was Originally sold at Woolworths. And it's called Coral Fizz. I mean, look how awesome that is, right? So I've only got 2 of these. I found them in my local thrift store. I've only got 2, and I would like to use one myself. So I'm going to keep one for me. This one, what I'll do is I'll use my ball winder and I'll split it in half. I'll put half in one box and then half in the other. So it's 6 ounces. So 3 ounces in one box, 3 ounces in the other. I think that's kind of cool. But you notice that one's got more white in it while the other one's got more color in it. Strange how it winds up like that. So one for me, one for the boxes. And then I have another vintage one. Well, maybe not completely vintage. It does have a newer label on there. It's called Berries. Again, it's Red Heart Classic. Check out that color. So I've got 4 of these little skeins. I think they're 3 ounces. So I have 4. Okay, 1 in that box, 1 in that box, and that's for me. All right, what else do I have? Okay, the super saver that is Holly and Ivy. A funny thing is, I have 2 different balls of this, or skeins, bought it 2 different times. This one is, oh, I didn't write down the date, at Good Stuff Thrift. This one is at Salvation Army in July of 2022. So I will keep one, and then I will take the other one and split it in half and put half in one box, half in the other. Let's see, that's 6 ounces. 6 ounces, yeah, all right, awesome. All right, I'm sorry. I'm doing a little bit of reorganizing, just putting the ones that I know that I'm keeping on the bottom. So I know that I've already split them up in the boxes. Okay, what else do I have? I have these 2 random balls of yarn, okay? So I'm not sure how much they weigh. I'll take this one and I'll split it in half, put half in one box, half in the other. Keep this one for me. All right. And I'm thinking I might do that with the rest of these colors here. I've only got 1 skein of Lagoon, 1 of Desert Camo. Okay, 1 of this, what did I say it was called? Sunshine Print. This is Macaw. Panther Pink. Shaded Dusk. It's an old one too. Not as old, but still older. Pink Tones. Purple Tones. So these are all ones where I just have 1 skein, and some of the skeins are full, some of them are partial. We have my most recent one, Pink Camo, Painted Desert, Shaded Browns. This one's a bit vintage too. Now let's see, this is Karen Simply Soft. It is Teal Zeal Ombre. That's pretty, I like that. Oh, and this one here. This is 12 ounces, and I don't think I've used it. It's Karen Jumbo, and it's their Easter basket color. This one I will definitely break up. Let's see, 4, 8, 12. Yeah, I'll probably split this up into 4 ounces and get 3 different cakes out of it. So one for one box, one for another, and one for me. So I'll get my yarn winder out. Okay, I think that's a good start. Here we go. This color here, I will make sure that there is enough here to at least get anywhere from 3 or 4 or 5 squares out of it. And I will put 1 in each box, okay? And I think that's all I'm going to put in there for now, because I would like to cake up the ones that I want to break apart and do that before I dig into everything else. And then I'm going to try and figure out how to get you guys some of these other colors where I only have one skein. I'll do some math on, I'll use my scale, see how much is left in them, how much they weigh, and then I'll go from there. So I'm getting the boxes together. So I'm going to give one away to one lucky viewer, and I'm going to sell one in my Etsy shop, okay? So I will get back to you guys later. Okay, my friends, that last clip I filmed was this morning, and it's now 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Have I spent all day with the yarn? No, I did have to give my hand a little bit of a break. I didn't do any crocheting today, but I did wind up some yarn to put in my box. Okay, let's see. See that? So this is the Holly and Ivy from Red Heart Super Saver. I now have 2 balls of it of equal size. And yeah, they're not cakes. I do have a yarn winder. You guys ever try a yarn winder? Half the time it works perfectly perfect, and the other half of the time it makes a tangled mess. So guess which one I got today? The tangled mess. So I couldn't use my yarn winder today. I wound up winding up these balls by hand, which is fine. Oh, look how cute they are. Oh, they're adorable. So 1 for each box. Then I had a big massive ball of this and I split it in half. 1 for each box. Here is the Coral Fizz, which looks like it's straight out of the 80s. The label says 1992. So 1 for each box. And this one I split 3 different ways because it was supposed to be a 12-ounce skein of yarn, but I measured it on my scale. It was only 11.3. So manufacturing wise, they shorted me a little bit. So I had to take the 11.3 ounces and divide it by 3. So 1 for each box. There's Arlo making his appearance. Okay, so what I decided to do for all of these skeins that I have in here, that most of them are Red Heart Super Saver. Some of them have been used in other projects, and then some of them are still brand new, but I bought them years ago and never used them. What I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to measure out about an ounce, maybe a little bit more than an ounce, okay? And I'll put an ounce in one box, put an ounce in the other, and then whatever is left over, I'll just put it back in my stash. I figure that's a good way to do it. So that's what I'm going to do with all these single skeins of yarn, okay? And so I will come back to you guys tomorrow, which will be Friday, to let you know when we're going to do this giveaway. And remember, now I'm making 2 boxes. One's going to be a giveaway and one's going to be up for sale in my Etsy shop, all right? So this brings us to the end of Thursday. And I did actually do some more crocheting yesterday on Wednesday, and I'll show them to you tomorrow, okay? So I will catch up with you guys then. Well, hello, my crochet friends. Today is Friday, February 15th, 16th, 17th, I don't know. You guys ever wake up in the morning and say, what color t-shirt do I feel like wearing today? I do that. Do I feel green? Do I feel pink? Do I feel white today? What color shirt do I want? And I'm like, no, I just want comfort today. So I have one of my most comfortable t-shirts on, but it's a magnet for cat fur and it sticks to me. So if you see any Arlo fur, don't pay any attention to it. All right, so we're doing patchwork squares. That's what I call them, patchwork squares. Okay, a little square, about 3 inches big, made with half double crochets, right? and I'm using variegated yarn. We are using variegated yarn. So I have what I consider a big stash of variegated yarn, and I would like to take all of 2024 and use it all up, only so I can buy more and start with newer colors, because some of the colors I have are older. I mean, these skeins were bought 5 years ago or more, and then I have some vintage ones in there, and then some that I find at the thrift store. So I would like to use it all up because I want to have another stash of variegated yarn so we can do this again next year or the year after. So besides making the patchwork squares, when I pick a color out of my stash, I will do 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, right? Especially if it's a full brand new skein of yarn. But it still leaves me with a lot of yarn because these skeins are 4, 5, 6 ounces of yarn. And so it leaves a lot left over, and I don't want all the leftovers to be sitting around. So I decided to make more squares, but not in the patchwork, in the granny style. Okay, which you saw that when I did the video when I put the squares in the water with some conditioner to soften up this yarn, because this yarn is really scratchy. I showed you I was doing granny squares. Well, I decided to go back with all the other colors that I've been using and make granny squares too. So what I've been doing is I've been doing 2 patchwork squares, which is my half double crochet square. I've been making 2 granny squares with 3 rounds of granny, and the 4th round being a single crochet. And then I decided to do corner to corner squares. Now this one, I was trying to get it to be about 4 inches, so it's bigger than my patchwork squares. So I've got 6 rows, you know, because you're working on the diagonal, and then I did the decrease. Okay, so this is what I've been doing for the last couple days, besides putting boxes together with yarn in it. So this color here, this color is so pretty. Do you see these greens and these purples? Kind of reminds me of like water lilies. It's another yarn from Hobby Lobby, which they call their yarn. I love this yarn, right? Don't you love those labels? Like every crocheter's motto, right? And this color is called Fantasy. Right? Look how cute that is. Of course, I don't remember buying this, but I did because there's no thrift store label on there. But I mean, it's been well over a year since I've been to Hobby Lobby, but this is a good color. I like that. So, but see how much is left over? Even after making 6 squares, there's still a lot in here. But I'm going to use the whole thing up, and I'm just going to make another patchwork square, another granny square, and then another corner to corner. And when I'm done that, I will go back and make another patchwork, then a granny, then a corner to corner, and I will keep going until there is nothing left. So it's going to be a very busy year for me with making squares. So I now say 2024 is the year of squares. Because it's going to be squares all year long. What other color was I working on? Well, crap, I just lost my hook. Okay, so hook sizes. For my patchwork square, which is the half double crochet, I am using an F, which is a 3.75 millimeter. For the granny square and the corner to corner, I went up a hook size, and I'm doing a G, which is a 4.25 millimeter. Okay. To everybody who keeps asking me down in the comment section, yeah, I had one video where I didn't mention the hook size, and it's only because I mentioned it in the 2 videos before that. So I'm just assuming everybody's watching all the videos and not just one particular video that showed up in their feed. So for everybody who didn't realize what hook size I was using, I'm sorry. And it's okay if you ask me in the comments and I've got to answer the question multiple times. It's okay. It's fine. I don't mind. Which, the comment section, you guys are awesome. I'm getting a lot of feedback about the little community that we're building here and how nice it is and how inspirational it is. So, I mean, I couldn't do this without you guys, and you guys are awesome. So keep doing what you're doing, because the feedback it's awesome. Can I say awesome one more time? Yeah, you notice I use awesome in the comments a lot, and I truly do mean it. I'm not using the word awesome as filler. and I'm not using it as it's sincere and it's genuine, because I really truly believe we are building ourselves an awesome community, and crochet is awesome, and yarn is awesome, and you're awesome, and I'm awesome, and we're good. And now Arlo is sitting behind us on a bin full of yarn and squares. Hopefully he'll make an appearance in here because he's getting a lot of feedback too, right? So I was working with this color yesterday. I did run out of steam yesterday. I'm feeling better, but I still have moments during the day where I just feel so extremely tired. And I also know that, like, when I'm feeling under the weather, like with a cold, the type 2 diabetes that I have also takes my symptoms and makes them worse, and it makes me tired sometimes. So I ran out of energy yesterday, but I did make 2 patchwork squares with this color. This is Karen Jumbo in the color Easter basket, I want to say, because I just took the whole skein and split it 3 different ways, because I put some in the box for my giveaway and I put some in a box to sell. So yes, I am giving away 1 box of yarn, but I think I'm also going to sell 1 because it'll help me get rid of all the extra stash that I have, so I won't be making like 10,000 squares this year. And I have a whole bunch of squares. This is my little tea bowl, right? And I keep the squares hidden under the blanket that I made before. They're all in there. It's just to keep the cats from chewing on the ends, because they love to chew on the ends. And I can't have them do that. It's not good for them. It's not healthy. So today I'm going to take my single skeins of just 1 color of yarn and break them in half. Well, I'm not, it's a lot of winding. Yeah, my ball winder's still not working for me. I really do need to upgrade and get a better quality yarn winder. Especially if I want to keep making boxes where I put together random yarns, I definitely need a better yarn winder. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments below. I'm going to take the skein of yarn and I'm going to pull out about 1 ounce of it, because 1 ounce of yarn, it will give you roughly 5 squares if you're making them 3-inch squares. So I'm going to be doing that today. Okay. Oh, I will come back in a little bit and give you another update. I'm in the middle of doing maintenance on my computer. I have to clean my computer up a little bit because it's running a little slow. I have to update my video editing software because it's been running a little slow. So I'm doing a lot of admin behind the scenes work today. Oh, and another thing. There is somebody on Facebook that stole my profile picture from Granny Square Peg, and they're using it for themselves. Somebody sent me a link to it, and I really do appreciate it. Because my name is Jennie. So there's somebody who stole my profile picture, and they're calling themselves Amy. They've already got 648 followers, so I need to report them because they stole my face. I don't like that. Look at my face. I own this. They stole my face, and they put it on their own Facebook page. So, public service announcement. Most of us creators, we cannot have multiple pages because we burn ourselves out. We usually just have 1 page. So if you see something that pops up with the creator's picture, let them know, because more than likely it's a spam and a scam and phishers and people trying to steal things. So you should let them know. So that's my public service announcement today. Watch out for all the fake accounts, mostly on Facebook. Nice uses of Facebook is the worst, but it does happen on other platforms. So let me go do computer stuff, and I will get back to you with yarn stuff, okay? Okay, either I'm sitting crooked or my camera's sitting crooked. I had to take the battery out and charge it. When I do that, the camera gets all wonky. Okay, so my computer is doing updates. This is the first skein of yarn that I grabbed to dish it out. It is Red Heart Super Saver. It's supposed to be 5 ounces of yarn, and it's a good thing I used my postal scale because it's actually 4.7. So, the manufacturers are not putting 5 ounces in this skein of yarn. And it is called, the color is Lagoon, right? So with the help of my scale, I'll show you my scale in a second, hold on. It's just a Dymo, and it can do, it says it can do kilograms and pounds. So I just use this to, if I have the yarn loose, I actually use a bowl from my kitchen. I sit my bowl on top and measure my yarn into the bowl, and then I wind it up into a ball. Okay, so there's my scale. So I already did some yarn. There's about an ounce here and about an ounce here, and one's going to go in one box and one's going to go in the other box. Okay? And remember, this is what my first blanket looks like. That is my Patchwork Squares. Okay? Alright, so what else? Since I've been doing these videos since last week when I put up my first video for doing Patchwork Squares, I have made 3 stacks of squares. Let's see if I can get them all in frame here. Hold on. My goodness. I've made 3 stacks. Okay, so let's count them real quick. My goodness, I need a table to sit here with me. I mean, I have a table, it's off to the side, but I need one right here in the front. So let's see, this stack here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 squares in that stack. Let's write that down. 17. Alright, now this stack is a mix of the Patchwork Squares and the Granny Squares. So for now, I just want a total count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 18 in this stack. All right, and then this one is a mix of patchwork, granny, and corner to corner. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 in that stack. Which gives me a grand total of 50 squares. I have made 50 squares in the last week. No wonder my hands are a little sore. I do like that I can switch from the patchwork square to the granny square to the corner to corner. It keeps you from getting too bored with what you're doing. And then of course switching from one variegated color to another really keeps you from getting bored. So I have been enjoying making squares, and I'm more than happy to sit in the corner of the couch, have TV on in the background, husband and the kids around, Arlo around, making squares. So I'm going to be making some more today, while also alternating with making up balls of yarn that I'm going to be sticking in the giveaway box and the to sell box. Okay, I just did the Lagoon to show you what the balls look like. I just counted them before I sat down. 11 more skeins of yarn over there that are all different colors, so I'm going to be doing them throughout the day. I think that's it. I think that's it for today. I don't really, what is today? Today's Friday? Friday the 16th. Okay. Because I'm hoping to have the box of yarn ready by the 20th. I will do a video, and then we'll do a randomness where we can pick one lucky winner to win a box, and the other box will be listed in my Etsy shop. So on the 20th, look for that video then. I probably will not use the words giveaway in the thumbnail or in the video title, because I don't want the people who just look for free stuff to kind of make their way through and then be the random person who wins. I don't want that to happen. So it won't be in the thumbnail or the title. So it's just for you guys, the guys who are every day, the ones who are here every day watching the videos and showing so much love and support. It's for you guys, okay? Was there anything else? Oh, I did go to Michael's because I wanted to see if they still sold Craft Smart. Did I tell you this in another clip already? When I film clips that are like 2, 3, 4 days in a row, sometimes I lose track. I did go to Michael's. My husband went with me. I wanted to see if they still had any of that Craft Smart, the really scratchy yarn. And it turns out my Michael's doesn't. I don't know if yours does. Mine doesn't. But my Michael's, while I love it as a craft store, their yarn section is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then when I go in there, a lot of times the shelves are empty. So I don't know. I'm a little disappointed with my Michael's. For a yarn store, for a craft store, they're fine. They always have a little bit of everything. So I did come home with 4 balls of yarn or skeins. And I plan on putting this in the mix where I get to keep one and I split one for the boxes that I'm giving away and selling. So this is Loops and Threads. It's impeccable, 100% acrylic. It is 3.5 ounces or 187 yards. It's a number 4 medium weight, and its color has no name. It's just a number. Number 02035. I don't know. But that's pretty, right? It's got blue in it. I'd say it's an icy blue with a bit of green. It's like a seafoam green, and then that what for me the kicker is this creamy off-white, which is my favorite color next to pink. I don't know, I have a lot of favorite colors. So this is the Loops and Threads new label. Like my Loops and Threads is over there in my yarn stash. They don't have labels that look like this. So I bought two little balls of this, and you know, I will split it up and put it in my boxes, right? And then I went with I picked up it's still acrylic. It's still a number 4 medium weight, but it's the satiny type yarn, kind of like Karen Simply Soft. So it looks like Loops and Threads has gone and made soft and shiny. They're calling it soft and shiny. And this is 4 ounces. And the color is, it's called Circus Multi, which, you know, reminds them of a circus, I guess. So it's got a little bit of everything in there. It's got a blue, an aqua blue, and some golden yellow, some green, purple, and a bit of fuchsia. I did buy 2 of them. Again, one for my stash and one to split up between the boxes that I have. So that was my most recent trip out to Michael's. And I think that's it for today's video. I've got a lot of work I need to do today. So it's time to finish this video up and get it in the computer and do a thing. Thank you guys for all the comments down below. You guys are awesome. Seriously, just keep doing you and just keep being awesome. I'm loving all the comments, and I'm sorry to everybody who keeps asking me about hook size. I don't think about it from one video to the next. I really don't. So I have recently been alerted to that my math was off for how many squares I'm going to need for a full-size bed, not realizing that I sleep on a king-size bed. So you know, if I ever need to do measurements for a king, I just go to my own bed and do it. There's 2 twin-size beds in my house, so if I ever need a twin-size blanket, I go and use that for measurements. I totally forgot there is one full-size bed in my house, and I just never think to go use it for measurements. So it turns out all the measurements I got from the internet are they're making blankets really big for a full size, and I did measurements, and the full size is not nearly as big as the internet is saying. So I'm going to rework my numbers, and so I will be able to give you an approximation. It won't be spot on and perfect because we all crochet differently. Like my squares are coming out 3.5 by 3.25. Your squares could be bigger, your squares could be smaller. So I can give you an approximation for a twin size bed, a full size bed, and a king size bed. But I can't do a queen. I don't have access to a queen size bed. And then I can give you the numbers for this one here that is kind of lap size and throw size. I can tell you how big this one is. So if anybody's got a queen size bed, put your squares, line them up on the bottom, tell me how many squares go across and how many squares up to the top. Let me know and I'll put it in another video. So next week I plan on doing videos about how to make the granny square that I'm doing, a video with the corner to corner that I'm doing, and about redoing my measurements, okay, and letting everybody know about hook size. I'll do a more detailed video next week. So I will see you guys on Sunday. I want to finish up the spider stitch blanket. I've got to do a final video on that, okay, and then we'll be able to move back to my project pile because my project pile is still as big as it is. And just keep making your squares. You can find me on Instagram, Granny Square Peg. So you can tag me or hashtag me in if you put up pictures of your squares. You can send me a message at Instagram. And then my email address is just grannysquarepeg@gmail.com. You can send me emails whenever you want. I know YouTube doesn't make it easy to share your stuff with me. So email's fine and Instagram is fine. I do have a Facebook page, but I am so fed up with Facebook and how little control I have and the spam that is just, it's so much work to take care of the spam at Facebook. I think I'm done there. So, but that's another day. All right. So you guys keep being awesome and I will see you in a couple days. Okay. Bye.